Hey everybody, this is Frankie Abbruzzino with the Rogue Rant.com, and today I'm talking about our race baiter in chief, and we're talking about President Obama. For some reason, this character believes that the color of a man's skin is far more important than the content of their character. Just the other day, when a police officer was shot in Missouri over some racial strife, guess what? The president was at a crazy black awards dinner, a ritzy one. He donned on the tuxedo and he went out there and he said, look, folks, the police officers are to blame nationwide for the community mistrust. He even went on and continued to say that most Americans think the country is racist. Are you in that camp? Do you think Americans are racist? When Ferguson exploded with rage last August, Obama chose not to curtail his 15-day vacation. Instead, he spent it on the golf course with some white-skinned, white-wined, millionaire playground boys out in Martha Vineyard. But on Saturday, he gave this speech, and this divider-in-chief decided to stoke the dying embers of a small St. Louis suburb, just in case he could cash in on a late campaign issue with the elections in November. Is this really what we want from our commander-in-chief? Instead of using this event to talk about optimistically about race in America with a slew of prominent black lawmakers, lawyers, and entrepreneurs, Obama, he decided to come out and play the race baiter-in-chief, saying that most Americans believe America's racist, citing everything from enforcing drug policy to applying the death penalty to pulling people over. But is this true? Is this accurate? One poll showed that the majority of Americans think the criminal justice system doesn't treat people of all races equally, though. They think about it. That's not just the black person. That's the Latino person. That's the Asian. That's the Native American. That's the Italiano. That's most of America, folks. So with the majority of Americans suffering from institutional racism, Obama said it makes folks who are victimized by crime and need stronger policing reluctant to go to the police because they don't trust them. He's turned this whole racist thing into a black-white issue, folks, when it's really not that. He's a half-white president. And what does he do? He gave a shout-out to white people saying they suffer too. Racism scars the hearts of the white people, of the white kid, who grow unnecessarily fearful of somebody who doesn't look like them. That's a shout out to the white people. He's such a great guy. What is wrong with him? How about girls? He said girls suffer from racism too. African American girls, and they're more likely than their white peers to be suspended, incarcerated, physically harassed. Is this accurate? Is this what we want our president doing? Our race baiter-in-chief. These comments also came on the same night that a police officer was shot in Ferguson. This officer was shot in the arm Saturday after encountering two men at a community center who ran and then opened fire during the foot chase. Is this the message we want our president-in-chief to send out, folks? Rather than talking about uniting races for America, Obama just sits up there and says it just keeps getting worse and worse. And that is just what he wants it to be, folks. For only dividing Americans by race, sex, and class can his pessimistic worldview take hold. Then again, voters will go to the polls in a little more than a month. And from the polls, the president didn't cite on Saturday night, the consensus is that these Americans will vote against just any kind of decisiveness that Mr. Obama is preaching every day. So think about it, folks. Is there racism in America? Or is the only racism we're seeing coming from our race baiter-in-chief? This has been Frankie with another Rogue Rant.